are in unprecedented times. By special permission of the executive order of the governor of Tennessee, we are able to hold this committee meeting and board meeting virtually. So today we are going to discuss the ELA adoption. So in a minute, I'm going to turn it over to David and team. But before I do so, please, if you haven't already done so, please mute your microphones. Kindly hold all questions till the end of the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, can you hear me now? I just got muted. Okay. So please hold your questions till the end of the PowerPoint presentation, and then I will call on board members by district for questions and comments. And when you have finished speaking, please indicate that so that the rest of us will know, and we will give you the time that you need. So just indicate that's all or thank you so that we'll know that you have finished. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to David Williams.
Amy Brogue
is now joining.
Hi, Amy. I think Amy just joined. Thank you, Ms. Spearing, and I just want to personally say welcome back from New Zealand. I'm so glad you made it back safe and healthy during such a crazy time in our world, as you noted. And I also want to personally thank you for your leadership, your guidance, and support this year as chair of the Teaching and Learning Committee this year. We are very excited to provide this presentation to the board this afternoon. Our teams have been working really hard for over a year now on this very important process. Annually, we go through a very similar process to recommend materials to the board for adoption, whether it's math, science, the arts, etc. However, we have taken great care to strengthen our process for the English language arts or ELA adoption this year, and hope to implement these enhancements in the future for other content areas. Of course, we had planned to have this committee meeting last week on April 7th, live and in person, but here we are, and we'll do our best to make the most of this opportunity given the limitations in our virtual format. Before I begin with the formal presentation, I want to make some important acknowledgments. First, our literacy teams have worked really hard to support our teacher-led committees. I also want to thank our ELA Advisory Council, who gave of their own time when we met in the evenings, and those meetings were 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. to oversee our process and give us invaluable feedback and insight. I want to thank MNPS for their partnership by hosting meetings, hosting the public review, providing feedback, and their representation on our advisory council. I want to thank Councilwoman Tanya Hancock for her leadership on the Materials and Supplies Committee to ensure the voices of our educators were heard with respect to the needs they have in their classrooms to perform their jobs at their highest levels. She has shared her recommendations with Mayor Cooper, and he has noted publicly the importance of having textbooks and materials for every teacher and every student. I want to thank everyone who took the time to share their feedback at the MNPS building earlier this year during our public review, especially our teachers. And finally, last but certainly not least, most importantly of all, I want to thank our teacher committees. They have put literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of their own time to review these materials. They have reviewed them against a rigorous screening instrument, scored them, used them in their classrooms with their students, responded to our request to stay on track and meet deadlines, all while teaching full time. And they do all of this work to review these materials and provide their recommendations for no extra pay. Getting into our presentation this afternoon, we have two clear outcomes. I'm trying to advance the slides. Our two clear
Unknown
options, we
participant is now joining.
want our board to learn about our material selection process, and we want to provide the board with the materials recommendations our teacher committees have made. I want to first highlight a few statutory guidelines. Jamal, can we go back a slide? Is that possible? Yeah, so for our agenda, first I'm going to review a few statutory guidelines, which all 147 school districts in our state follow, with also some local MNPS district procedures. I want to review our process and our timeline that our teams have been working on for well over a year. You will hear from representatives from each of our grade bands.
Jeannie Poopa-Walker.
Charity McCracken from
Is now joining.
grade band. We have Terry Penn from grades 3 through 5, Bailey Collins from grades 6 through 8, and Faith Mannion from high school for grades 9 through 12. And then finally on our agenda, we will discuss next steps for the board and for the district as well. And as Ms. Beering said, thank you. We'll certainly take questions at the end. Ahead of the meeting, I provided the board with some important information that will be discussed today. First, you received information on our teacher committees, which were approved by the board on October 22nd, 2019. You were provided screening instruments from grades 1, 4, 7, and English 2. This represents
Is
the
now
screening
joining.
instruments across each of the 4 grade bands. The grade 4 instrument, for example, is just 16 pages long, blank, without any review or notes. Each of these screening instruments are divided into several sections, and I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into section 3 later in the presentation. I also shared some raw data from the public review that is required by district procedure, sorted by grade level, grade band and programs. And finally, we shared a simple document that has the final recommendations from each grade band teacher committee. Our goals for the process are the same as they are every other year with respect to adopting materials. First, we have an overarching goal that says the outcome should be to select the highest quality materials available to improve student learning outcomes. And then second, to ensure that this process that leads to these outcomes will include fair and rigorous process to select the teacher committee members and the materials, and that these processes are executed with high levels of quality, organization, communication, follow through, and clarity of expectations. It's also important to consider our why. We know that every student matters, every student, every day. And we believe that all students within our care, regardless of background or school placement, deserve equitable access to the highest quality content, materials, and instruction. And similarly, this was a recommendation from our advisory council. We think the same is true for teachers as well. We believe that teachers, regardless of their background or school placement, should also have equitable access to the best tools and best resources available so they can focus their precious time on designing learning experiences that meet the needs of their individual students and cultivate their own professional growth. Students learn best when strong materials are in the hands of great teachers. At our July 9th, 2019 board meeting, we shared a preview of our process and our timeline and provided some information about the board's policy to follow laws and policies by the statute of state of Tennessee and the state textbook committee. Here I have excerpted from statute a reference stating that local boards are responsible for the adoption of textbooks and instructional materials and shall make their recommendations upon recommendation, upon recommendation of committees. These committees are to be composed of subject matter fields, which is English language arts or science or math, of course, this year English language arts, and composed of teachers or supervisors of teachers. Our district procedure, however, states that these committees will be exclusively composed of teachers in the content area under consideration. These committee recommendations were submitted to MNEA for feedback and review. All elementary teachers and middle and high school ELA teachers received an invitation to apply to be a committee reviewer on April 16, 2019. Yes, that's a year ago. These committee members were approved by the board on October 22nd, 2019. So now I'm going to discuss a little bit of our timeline that we have taken over the past year. First, as I just mentioned, we set out the application for committee members on April 16th. We have held a series of virtual similar to what we're doing now, and in-person trainings over the next several months
Is now exiting.
December in preparation for our teacher committee so that they could confidently and competently conduct their reviews. I do want to highlight August 1st there in the middle of the screen. August 1st, 2019 was a content in-service day before school started, where all teachers from a particular content area met in one location. We asked all elementary teachers and all secondary ELA teachers to take a survey, which asked them to choose their top 5 wishes for what they would like to see in the new ELA materials. And we received 930 responses to this survey. I'm going to explain how we use this survey in just a bit, but I just wanted to point that out. Continuing on, we continued our training and support, gearing up for committees, conducted their reviews, which officially began in December 4th. When they were sworn in to take an oath, let me catch up my slides here. Jamal, can you advance? There we go. Thank you. When they were sworn to take an oath in front of a notary public as required also by state statute. I want to point out on January 21st to the 31st, MNEA hosted a public review of all materials to be considered. We had over 700 responses from 181 individuals who took the time to come and share their feedback. I also want to note that we sent out login information for the various publishers and that same feedback link that they would have filled out at the MNEA building so that anyone who was not able to come physically still had a chance to provide feedback to our teacher committees. So I mentioned a minute ago, Jamal, can you, thank you. Here I have a screenshot from section 3. This happens to be the 4th grade screening instrument. The screening instrument was used by the State Department beginning in the fall of 2018 and the spring of 2019 and made available for districts shortly after. This screenshot, you can see criteria A, B, and C, but the entire section for section 3 has criteria A through V. We adapted the state's instrument in 2 significant ways that I want to point out here. You can see in the middle column, there's a simple Likert scale, 1, 2, or 3. Originally, this was a simple binary yes or no, which is essentially asking the reviewer to determine the presence of this indicator or not. But we wanted to ask simply to what extent is this indicator present in the materials. Here you can see that criteria C is highlighted. It is highlighted because this was one of the top criteria selected by our teachers on August 1st. So in order for our screening instrument to reflect teacher voice, we decided to weight those criteria more heavily when scores were tabulated. So here you can see the highlighted criteria, C, K, L, Q, R, T, as they would have appeared in the entirety of section 3, they received a weighting of 1.5 when teachers scored. That determination to weight those more heavily, again, was to reflect the teacher voice, and this decision to weight them at the 1.5 was at the advice of our teacher council. As I mentioned, we had over 181 individuals. I have seen the sign-in sheets, and they attended the public review at MNEA from January 21st through 31st. That included the Saturday, where we had, I think, the highest foot traffic. This was a chance for community members, teachers, administrators, students to come out and review the materials and provide feedback. We also allowed for teachers, again, who could not attend to submit their feedback by accessing the online materials and completing the survey remotely. You can see the breakdown of the surveys completed, but this gives us a rough idea of the different roles people had for this purpose. So we can see that 71.8% of those who completed surveys, turned in surveys, were teachers, followed then by 19.9% from MNPS administrators. Another unique feature of our process was the formation of an advisory council. Because the committees are composed exclusively of teachers doing the heavy lifting of the reviews with the screening instruments, we knew we needed additional voices from a diverse group of stakeholders. We wanted to be sure the process we laid out was transparent, rigorous, and fair, from our training to our communication plan, our adaptations to the screening instrument, and more. We had a representation from several principals, our exceptional education and English learner departments, community members, content area experts, including from other disciplines, to ensure horizontal alignment for areas like science and social studies, our instructional technology department to ensure any online component would be compatible with our systems, and MNEA representatives. I am incredibly proud of the process we have laid out and followed, and I'm extremely proud of the hard work of our teams. I'm really proud of the teacher committees have put in. And so for now, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to turn it over to our representatives who will share their thoughts on their committee's respective selections. And we are going to begin with K2 with Charity McCracken.
All right, hello, and thank you for your time and your attention today. My name is Charity McCracken. I teach first grade at Goodlettsville Elementary School, and I'm here today to present to you the recommendation of the kindergarten through second grade grade band for the ELA materials adoption.
Amy Brogue
Is now exiting.
We worked long and hard to come to this decision, and throughout this process, the team of teachers that I worked with, we worked hard to make the absolute best choices possible. Our decisions were respected, our voice was heard, so I'm proud today to bring you the selection that resulted from this rigorous process. We are recommending that we select and implement Wit and Wisdom as well as Geodes this upcoming year. We found these materials best support the various needs of teachers and students across our district. Wit and Wisdom is best suited to the ever-evolving needs of MNPS. We are a large district with much turnover. We have a huge population of EL learners, and we know that many of our district students are below target in reading. Wit and Wisdom's inclusive design is going to help us meet the needs of all students within MNPS. The curriculum was designed to be for all. All students deserve access to the deep engagement it provides. And there are many supports in the curriculum that help teachers adapt to the needs of their EL, EE struggling and advanced learners. Students are further supported in vocabulary acquisition with strong attention paid to diving deep into new vocabulary words and using them in discussions. Assessments are embedded throughout. The teacher guides clearly help teachers use these assessments in lesson segments titled Next Steps. These resources provide different avenues and guidance so our teachers, as the experts on their students, can make great decisions for the students that sit in their classrooms. Wit and Wisdom is also built around authentic texts. The texts are well matched to learners with text complexity that takes students to grade level and beyond. Students who travel through the years with this program will support and build knowledge that increases each year as they expand their understanding of important topics. The curriculum engages students in these texts a variety of ways throughout each lesson. Students are doing the heavy lifting, they're doing the heavy thinking with carefully chosen questions and routines where students refer back to the text to support their answers. The lessons vary in structure in ways that are meaningful and designed to increase engagement and reflection. Students are also engaged in writing that refers back to text, and culminating tasks are rigorous but supported and involve both teacher and student reflection on learning. In our review, we also considered the large portion of teachers that are new to Metro each year, as well as teachers that may change schools, grade levels, or positions. As we reviewed, we attempted to also look through the eyes of a new teacher. And truly, we believe that these programs will support teachers of all skills and experience levels to instruct students in ways that are rich and provide access to deep learning for all. The teacher manual is clear in its expectations and its scope and provides a roadmap for teachers to lead all students to success. The combination of Wit and Wisdom and Geodes supports a balanced approach in K through 2. Geodes accountable text and small group instruction allow teachers to respond to student needs as students build and apply knowledge and phonics skills in ways that are authentic and interesting. My team looked at many different options, and we brought many to our students to truly test their merits. None compared to the skills developed in Wit and Wisdom and how they were reflected in my classroom of first grade English learners. By selecting these materials, we can ensure that our teachers are equipped with tools to support students, and our earliest readers are equipped with the skills, knowledge, and passion it takes to succeed. Thank you again for your time. If you will advance the slide, I will turn it over to Terry Penn, who will present the selection for grades 3 through 5.
Terry, can you hear me? I think your mic might be muted. Aaliyah, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Did we lose Terry?
She tried to join via phone, but she's also watching.
Okay.
Her computer. She had to reboot her computer.
Okay. She might be muted. Do you have her notes, her remarks, or do we need to try to come back?
If you don't mind, could we come back to her? She's revised her remarks since the last time we spoke with her.
Okay, sure. So Bailey, we're going to jump to grades 6 through 8.
Okay, wonderful. Good afternoon. I am Bailey Collins, and I am the representative providing the recommendation for teachers in the 6th through 8th grade band in MNPS. Over the past year, I have had the pleasure of working with over 40 teachers to determine the literacy needs of our students, our teachers, and our community. Although we all come from different schools, demographics, and grade levels, we all have a united vision to see all students have equitable access to high quality content and instruction, and for teachers to have the high quality tools and resources to meet the needs of their students. My colleagues and I spent months screening and piloting each curriculum in our classroom. We made sure to listen to the feedback of our fellow teachers, our students, and our community as we analyzed the student work produced by each curriculum. Now we are confident in recommending that Pearson be the curriculum chosen for the 6th through 8th grade band level. Pearson does a wonderful job producing clear objectives that align with Tennessee state standards and progress students towards college and career readiness. In each lesson, there are reading, writing, language, and speaking goals. With those standards, there are also both formative and summative assessments with recommendations on how to adjust instruction appropriately. Additionally, Pearson aligns to the MNPS core actions and shifts. In fact, the text complexity rubric shows that all texts are leveled from moderate to challenging. Along with rigorous texts are tasks that require students to engage in the text and provide evidence to answer each TDQ. The students practice and demonstrate their understanding in whole group, small group, and independent reading lessons. While Pearson is a rigorous curriculum that aligns to our core actions and shifts, perhaps the strongest aspect of Pearson is its differentiated lessons that can reach every learner in all MNPS schools. As Dr. Williams described earlier, the 6th through 8th grade representatives were diligent and careful when considering how the curriculum will meet the needs of all learners. With MNPS being a very diverse district, we wanted to ensure that the scaffolds support student learning while not watering down the content. We want to hold the same high expectations for all learners in our district. We saw these values demonstrated in the Pearson curriculum. Throughout the lessons, there are ample tasks, scaffolds, and supports for ELs, struggling learners, and advanced learners. The curriculum utilizes a teaching and learning cycle where teachers have the freedom to decide and plan scaffolds that are appropriate for each student. Then they teach with the scaffolds in place, analyze and revise the lasting or new needs of the student, and circle back to the deciding and planning stage. While this cycle could seem daunting for teachers, especially new teachers, Pearson makes this achievable through a planning resources section in each lesson. First, teachers are given suggested research-based instructional strategies based on their students. To support teacher planning, the text complexity rubric in this section lists clear task, activity, scaffolds for particular groups of students. Then both teachers and students are given rubrics and reflection sheets to evaluate, monitor, adjust, or reteach skills. This is done in the form of if-then checks, comprehension checks, and or reteach and practice questions. As teachers, we are excited to see a curriculum that already has rigorous texts, challenging tasks, and differentiation readily available. This enables us to spend more time identifying, implementing, and adjusting our instruction to meet the individual needs of our students. Our students do know when their needs are being met. My students experienced a lot of different curriculums this past year, 8 to be exact. And when they provided feedback on this curriculum, I expected to hear more about the cool videos or the fun computer lessons. Instead, they expressed that they learned more in this unit due to the time they spent in small groups with each other and with the teacher. They knew they were learning. They knew their needs were being met. With a Pearson representative located next to the Martin Center, both my colleagues and I feel confident they will partner with us to support the growth and development of both teachers and students as we maximize the tools provided for us. Again, we thank you for your time and attention. My colleagues and I feel so valued, heard, and honored to be a part of this process. I would now like to introduce you to Faith Mannion, the representative for high school.
Good afternoon. My name is Faith Mannion, and I'm a teacher at Nashville Public Schools. I would first like to take this opportunity to thank MNPS for this opportunity to serve students.
Unknown participant is now joining.
Having the opportunity to collaborate with dedicated teachers from across the district to review, pilot, and select the best curriculum for our students was a humbling and eye-opening experience. After thoughtful consideration, my team determined that Pearson curriculum is also the best option for all students and teachers in our district. Many of the characteristics of the curriculum at the middle school level are also present at the high school level. Therefore, I want to take some time just to focus on some of the unique features at the high school level. Pearson provides texts and materials in both print and digital formats. These digital platforms provide students electronic copies of texts, novels, and learning activities, which can be accessed on various devices. The units are built around an essential question relevant to students' lives, and students analyze the presence of thematic ideas in both classical and modern texts. Every unit begins with the end in mind by sharing the writing prompt or the performance task with both the teacher and the students. And activities throughout the units are designed to support students in building knowledge and skills that directly align to the performance tasks, as well as state assessment expectations. In addition, Pearson really promotes teacher autonomy and provides guides for teachers to support struggling and advanced students throughout the units. Every unit includes access to optional novel selections and guides that directly align with the essential questions and thematic ideas explored. Audio summaries, language supports, strategic supports are incorporated throughout the units to meet the needs of struggling learners. Units incorporate text-dependent questions with strategies to help students construct meaning, and there are also exemplar responses to ensure that students are being held to high expectations. To extend learning for advanced students, the units include challenge tasks or analysis activities or research-based activities that are centered around a text. All of these features ensure students receive access to a high-quality curriculum. which then allows teachers to spend time focusing on direct instruction and delivering instruction in a way that it will meet the needs of students. Adopting this curriculum will ensure all students in MNPS receive an equitable literacy education. Again, I would like to thank you for your time and thank you for considering this curriculum. I would like to now turn it back over to Dr. Williams.
David, you're going to need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, do we have Terry back on the line? I wanted to go back to the grade 3 through 5 grade band if we have Terry. Terry, are you there? Seem to have lost her. Aaliyah, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, can you go ahead and just read her statement again? This was shared through Aaliyah. I think Terry's having some difficulties with her computer. So Aaliyah is prepared to read her remarks.
Thank you, David. As David said, my name is Terry Penn, and I teach 4th grade at Granbury Elementary School. I am also grateful for the opportunity to share the recommendation from the teachers in the 3 to 5
Unknown participant is now exiting
grade band. After a thorough review of several instructional materials using the MNPS modified screening instrument, reviewing the public input, and our personal experiences using these materials in our classrooms, we also selected the Wit and Wisdom program. We agree that these materials are superior for many of the same reasons as the K2 grade band. It uses authentic, complex text to build a rich background knowledge, and it includes and engages all learners. Vocabulary instruction supports a deeper comprehension of complex text, an increased knowledge of words and word parts, particularly in deep dives, and an expanded ability to determine the meanings of unknown words. Through scaffolds and extensions within these materials, the needs of English learners, striving readers, and high-achieving students are all supported. Another superior feature of these materials was its approach to explicit writing instruction. Students learn to write and write to learn about complex texts. The knowledge-rich content builds on a foundation in which students develop ideas for writing. In turn, routine writing to learn opportunities help students to examine complex text. Students have repeated opportunities to practice writing for authentic purposes. To meet rigorous writing standards, students are explicitly taught the underlying structures of the required types of writing. Writing instruction is built into every lesson, and through instructional routines, students write every day, and their writing builds across days and builds throughout the modules. Students use evidence from their reading in all text-based writing tasks. These materials also offer a number of instructional routines to be used by teachers to encourage students to collaborate in rich academic conversations with their peers. Other routines activate various avenues of thinking to help build content knowledge and a deeper understanding as students return to the text to locate evidence. These routines increase student engagement and make student thinking and learning visible. For these reasons and others, and the personal experiences of our committee members when piloting these materials in our classroom, Our opinion is that Wit and Wisdom contains superior curricular materials for this grade band. On a personal note, this selection process has been an eye-opener for me and a wonderful growth experience for me personally and professionally. Working alongside teachers across the district who showed how devoted they were to choosing the best for students and teachers in MNPS and interacting with administrative staff was truly a rewarding experience and one that I am proud to have been a part of. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Aaliyah, for reading those remarks. Always have to have a backup plan in case technical issues occur, and so we're glad that you had those remarks. And also, we'll continue to try to get Terry on the line in case there are any questions as we start to close up. So the final slide of our formal presentation for the board, Ms. Spearing, is questions. How can the board help? First is to validate and honor the ELA adoption process and the hard work of our expert teacher committees. We think it's important for the board to advocate to our city council in preparation for fully funding an investment in ELA materials for K-12 for each student, and also advocates at the council the need to fund professional learning required to implement the materials with integrity. So with that, Ms. Spearing, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I believe you had a process for allowing board members to ask questions, and so I will turn it back over to you at this time.
Ms. Spearing, I think you may be muted still.
Dr. Severe?
I'm here.
Okay. Do you want to see if there are other board members that may have questions that we could try to provide responses to?
That makes as good a sense for now as any. And I know that some board members are accessing this via their telephone and then watching the public feed because they had struggles getting in the link direct. So there may be some lag, so we just need to be a little patient with that. Let's go by district and ask if Dr. Gentry has anything that she would like to add or ask a question.
Hey, David, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Very good. So thanks so much for taking the time to do this. I'm going to ask some questions, and I apologize that they were addressed during your intro. As Dr. Severe mentioned, I was actually going between phone and my computer as I was moving about from one work spot to another here in my home office home. So help me to understand, if we could just clearly articulate sort of what happens next and what should teachers expect with regards to specific ELA materials. And I'm only asking this question, as you know, I know that this is not my space. I'm only asking this question because I did get a couple of emails, not a lot, definitely not a lot, maybe 3, concerned about, given where we are now, out of school, COVID-19, tornado recovery, et cetera, coming back to something new. So what is it that teachers should expect as a result of the work that this committee has done? And then just definitely thank you to those of you who did invest the time, as David said, from 4 to 6:30 in helping to get us this far.
Yes, Dr. Gentry, thanks for those very thoughtful questions. I really appreciate that. I can say that pending board approval later this afternoon, we would immediately begin to coordinate and connect with the publishers to gear up for professional learning plan to be implemented starting in the spring, over the summer, and then, of course, throughout the following year. We would also work with the publisher to look at the different program options that are available. Tennessee Book has presented us 33-page document, thousands of lines of different program options. So we would continue to work closely with Chris Henson's team as we solidify the budget, given our new reality, and see what resources we have. And then that way we can work with specific publishers to negotiate professional learning, different programmatic costs. A lot of times we can leverage our market power to get them to sweeten the deal, so to speak. But we also, Dr. Gentry, have heard from a large number of teachers out in the field who are paying very close attention to this adoption process and are very eager to get their hands on new materials. And so while we're making plans to finish out the school year, we also want to begin ramping up sooner rather than later supports and professional learning on the new materials so that they're ready to go ideally next fall. So those are the immediate next steps, is for us to, pending the board approval, to work with the publishers to negotiate price, negotiate a professional learning plan, and to begin that quite quickly.
So thank you for that response. I really appreciate it. And I would just simply say, primarily to any of my board colleagues that are on the line, that as we, and Dr. Battle, obviously, as we get to the point where we're able to talk about what happens after quarantine, that we do consider the amount of churn or change that we will be introducing in the fall, and how do we best utilize our lifting of the post-quarantine time. And just I'll leave it at that for now, but we just need to be very thoughtful and look at this gift of time that we have been given and see what's best to do post April the 30th. Not just for the city, but what's best for our students, what's best for our teachers, what's best for our central office teams, so that when school is back to some version of normal come the fall, we have, again, utilized this gift of time to make that as smooth of a return as possible.
That would likely mean that I go next as District 2. Is that correct, Dr. Sevier?
Yes, I think that's fine.
Okay. So first, I'd like to thank, of course, Dr. Williams for putting together all these materials. I especially, though, want to thank not just
Terry Penn
is now joining.
Not just Charity. Oh, good, it's Terry. Aaliyah, Bailey, and Faith that spoke today, but all the teachers that gave up so much of their time, those hundreds of hours. It is a great service, not only to us, but to your peers, and we so value your professional and tenured opinion, and we respect it greatly, and I so appreciate y'all doing that. So I want to make sure we say that first. I want to make sure I have some points of clarification. So after approval of adoption, we want to ramp up for fall of 2020 or fall of 2021?
Our implementation timeline, again, pending all of the different items that Dr. Gentry brought up that we need to be thoughtful and sensitive to. Sure. The plan is that, Ms. Elrod, these materials would go into our schools in the fall,
okay.
So the fall of 2020. And we follow that timeline. It is very tight. We do this every year, where there is the state releases their list in the fall. We have created a long on-ramp, so to speak, for our selection of committees and to ensure our process was followed faithfully. But from the time that local boards adopt in the spring, as they are across the state, then you gear up for professional learning over the summer and then implementation in the fall. So it is a tight timeline.
Okay. And I guess to add to that, what does the professional learning look like? What is requested from that?
There's some technical cutout. I didn't quite catch you.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened. I apologize. My question is regarding the professional professional learning that would need to take place. What does that look like? Like, how much of that's needed? Are we prepared to provide that in that short on-ramp? Is there something extra we're going to need because of this, COVID-19 situation and everything else? Do we need additional than we would usually need? Anything like that?
I can say that our curriculum and instruction team has done a great job over the last few weeks providing lots of distance learning, if you will, remote learning, virtual learning for professional development opportunities. They've hosted some learning conversations where they meet
is now exiting
at different times throughout the day, throughout the week, excuse me. We also have self-selected virtual PD that teachers can attend, and it's sort of self-paced. So we definitely have the capacity to execute a virtual professional learning development plan. We also, again, as I mentioned to Dr. Gentry, we would coordinate very closely with the publishers and work hand in hand with them. Our experience shows us that we need to be the lead, but of course it's their program. And so we definitely want to work in partnership with them to develop a professional learning plan. We would of course start with our school leaders. We had a plan to start with our school leadership team. We know how key and how pivotal the principal and the school administration is on executing change and supporting change in their schools. We've already been doing a lot of that work at our curriculum and instruction update meetings, really gearing up for what change management would look like. And so we definitely want to start that process sooner.
Is now joining.
And we think that even if we provide these supports over the summer and they have to look virtual, we're certainly prepared to do that because we do know that there is an appetite for these new materials to be implemented in the fall, and we're going to be well positioned to support that.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help and everybody else for devoting so much time and energy into this.
Thank you.
And I think Ms. Spearing has rejoined, or I know she dropped off and is going to try the call-in number. Ms. Spearing, have you made it back to the line? We'll loop back to her when she gets on for sure, being the chair of the committee. Ms. Shepherd?
Thank you. And I just want to reiterate what my colleagues have already said, and that I want to thank the teachers for their devotion to our students and for their time involved in this process. And it's over and above, what they do on a daily basis, and it can be a thankless job, but I, for one, am grateful because we know, what role reading and language arts plays in our students' education. And I don't want to do anything to take away the respect or anything that we owe to our teachers, because we're here to vote on the process.
Multiple people are now exiting.
We're here to vote on the process that they followed, not necessarily the recommendations that they made. And in line with the recommendations that they made, on the heels of the State of Metro address from our Mayor Cooper, and a visit that the state controller made to the Metro Council in light of our Metro budget, and the fact that we have been challenged to cut a significant portion of our budget to meet Metro's budget, it's going to get harder rather than easier to find funds. We will more than likely have to cut some programs. And, when we start doing that, it gets kind of personal, because I have programs that are near and dear to my heart, as do all my colleagues. And so when you start putting, a red pen to different programs within the MNPS budget, it can get personal. So I just want to remind everybody that we can support this, and I do suggest that we do support, this process that these teachers followed, but keep in mind that we may not have all the funds that we have had in the past. So that's just something to, keep in the back of your mind, because it's going to get uglier before it gets prettier. I'm done.
Ms. Spearing, have you made it back on the line?
Hey, David, this is Sharon. I've checked the participants list and I don't see her on.
Okay. We'll certainly press on then. Ms. Bugs.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again, Dr. Williams.
Is now exiting.
Thank you to all you teachers, everyone that was part of the committee. I just have to echo the sentiments of my colleagues that we know we're in the middle of two major crises. And Dr. Williams and team, in the middle of trying to graduate our seniors and trying to find technology for students who don't have them and trying to feed all these babies, you all gave us all kinds of random bits of information that are very necessary to you all's process, but that I'm just sorry that you all had to gather all of that. I can't believe that was, where your time had to be spent, but thank you for it. I do have a question from a constituent, if you don't mind, and this is for that 3 through 5 band. And I think it's just for clarification for her. She's a teacher, or she's a literacy coach. She wanted to know, with Wit and Wisdom, is there an integrated foundational skills piece? Again, I don't know much about this, but I think it might help her to be able to understand what you all are, looking to implement.
Yeah, Ms. Bugs, thank you. I would ask if Terry is on the line and or Aaliyah. I know that we've been having some technical issues with Terry over there for the 3-5 group, but is that possible for Aaliyah or Terry to address that question from Ms. Bugs?
Yes, I can address the question. So thank you so much for that question, Ms. Bugs. The short answer is that Wit and Wisdom does incorporate foundational skills. Okay. There are particular strands of foundational skills that are embedded in the Wit and Wisdom program, specifically vocabulary. The work with writing is also incorporated into Wit and Wisdom, as well as extensive grammar instruction that is actually connected to the text that students are crafting, that grows out of the knowledge building work within those content modules. So actually, yes, there are pieces of the Wit and Wisdom program that are specifically dedicated to foundational skills instruction, but it does not address all of the strands. So Wit and Wisdom as a program is intended to be paired with another foundational skills program that also addresses phonics and encoding. So that would be the piece that is not specifically called out and addressed in the Wit and Wisdom program, but most of the foundational skills are addressed and embedded in the program.
So it's not a packaged curriculum and teachers can make it their own. That's kind of what I'm gathering. I like that.
So absolutely, the program is designed in a way such that teachers can take the elements of the program, learn about the text, study the modules, learn about the enduring understandings and essential questions, and really customize it and make it their own with their students in mind to ensure that they're differentiating that instruction so that students receive what they need.
Y'all are so thorough. I really appreciate this. And I have to let you know that my toddler, who you might hear, yes, I'm sorry, my toddler up there, we watched on MPT this morning the first grade ELA instruction, and we learned about the goose. And I appreciate the way you all are getting to our students, but I do have to, as Anna and Rachel Ann and even Sharon said, or Dr. Gentry said, that we're looking to cut a bunch of money. I will be continuing to advocate for more funding. I'm hoping that my 2-year-old will at least be able to have ELA curriculum by the time he becomes an MNPS student. And I'm only saying this because I need for anybody watching to understand that we need funding. We haven't done a good job as a board over the past few years advocating and making the case. We've, kind of picked ourselves apart as opposed to asking the city and the state for more. So if this is something that we have to cut, I will be very frustrated with you all, but we're going to do all that we can and make sure that even in the middle of a crisis, that the Nashville community at large understands that we need our students to have materials. And when we adopt the curriculum that you all hardworking experts, our teachers are our experts, you all hardworking experts recommend, it's not just a book in hand, but it is the online materials also. So I think there are some community members who seem to think that if we adopt textbooks, that we should just ditch those and go to online resources, but we really need both. And when we purchase the curriculum, both come with it, right? Thank you all again. I'm done.
Let's check back and see if Ms. Spearing has made it back.
I don't see her still, David, on the list.
Okay, then Ms. Bush, are you on the line?
She is.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm such the most challenged person when it comes to technology. So I against all of the presentation. Is that not crazy? But I did get a chance to do, and I'm going to come back. David, I can go back and reread this information, right? I can get that?
Yes, you need me to go back to
It's recorded and you can see the entire presentation. That's correct.
Okay. So my questions are, my first one is, of course, you guys know how I am about college and career readiness. How does Wit and Wisdom, how is it able to prepare a kid through those age, those grade levels for the ACT? How does this type of reading material and technology gear towards those gaps? And I'm interested in hearing about that.
Thanks, Ms. Bush. Leah, if you're still online, if we still don't have Terry, I think that she asked specifically about Wit and Wisdom, which would be our K2 and our 3-5 adoption, and thinking about the ACT as it's aligned, as those college and career readiness standards are aligned to our state standards. So if we don't, do we have Terry yet? I would still like for her to have a chance to address. Maybe not. Aaliyah, you can please follow up with me for Ms. Bush's question. So Ms. Bush, I can say that the screening instrument that we used, of course, was aligned to the ELA shifts, and those are text complexity, knowledge building, and providing textual evidence. And we also, we have lots and lots of really strong research that shows a high correlation between the text complexity characteristics of text that are used on the ACT. And that's why that is the #1 ELA shift, is to make sure that the central role that text plays in an ELA classroom is by far the most significant shift, because we know that the #1 thing that distinguishes student success on the ACT is the types of text that they are engaging in. And so the text in Wit and Wisdom, I can say without a doubt, they follow right along with our ELA shifts, and that were identified in section 1. So all those texts are considered to be complex from a variety of quantitative as well as quantitative features. And again, that sets our students up for a great deal of success because they will be engaging with complex text throughout their literacy instruction for K-5 for sure. And Aaliyah, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
Sure, and you spoke to the text complexity that's built into Wit and Wisdom. I also want to say that Wit and Wisdom, it's rigorous and standards aligned, and it's really centered around rich sets of texts that are organized around academic content. So as students are learning to read, they are also learning about those content areas in social studies, science, and the arts, so that they're developing background knowledge that's going to help them be more successful when they do get to the ACT and the SATs. They will have rich vocabulary and a rich knowledge base to pull from so that they'll be more successful on those tests. Wit and Wisdom also has built into their program what they call new assessments. So these are like cold assessments that are given to students. The language is more test-like, it's more test prep-like, but these are cold assessments that are given as a part of the modules within Wit and Wisdom, where teachers and other stakeholders can see if those skills, strategies, and that knowledge that teachers have been building all throughout that module actually transfer into an assessment that the student has never seen before. So those are tests that continue to support students and help teachers to know whether or not those skills and strategies are actually sticking and whether or not students are mastering them.
So what about grammar? You know, that's more of approach to the ACT. Tell me a little bit about grammar with wisdom.
Excuse me, Ms. Bush, can you hear me?
Yes.
Because it is 5 o'clock, so 6 after 5, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and terminate this meeting, get ready for our board meeting, and continue this discussion at our board meeting with permission of Shepherd.
Absolutely.
So this is David, and so board members, you'll need to hang up from this and then re-access the other link to sign into the board meeting. You'll just do what you did this time again. So, and I've sent you an email or sent you a text a few moments ago about some other options you have too. So, but that's the way to do it, and we'll swap over at this point with the permission of Ms. Spearing. I think she might be muted, but.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you for everyone's participation, and this meeting is adjourned.
Boom.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.